All right, welcome back. So we have Colorado on the list today, where we have to go out and try to win a Stanley Cup with them in the first year. I gotta tell you what, if we can somehow manage to screw up Colorado and not make them a Stanley Cup contender, I will be quite impressed with ourselves. But let's try not to make that the goal. As we see, I can't get Calgary out of my head. It's haunting me, that Calgary episode. Such a good team, and somehow we managed to go out there and just not even make playoffs with them. Taking a look at the salary cap, it should be here. Salary cap 81 and salary projected hit. So do we have 8 million cap space? 7 mil, really? That is what I like to see. Nashville has 7 million cap space to work with. Good for them. We'll take a look at these lines here. I guess they're saving that for some of the young guys they got laying around here. They're going to have to sign here in the future. But right now, we already know about that first. So we ain't going to look at it. McKinnon, Rantanen, Landeskog, absolutely filthy first line. Holland, Wilson, rocking that second line right now. Defensive awareness 84, offense 84. His shot is kind of bleh. He's got some power to go with it there. Currently an 80 overall. He's supposed to be a third liner, it looks like. That's where they want him here in this game. Kadri, obviously a solid second line centerman here. Pretty good two-way player, if I'm not mistaken. EA does agree. 87 by 87 there. Has the ability to put the puck on the net as well there, it looks like, for us. So I like what we have there in our second line center. And then finally we have Burakovsky playing with these guys again. A guy who, he looks solid. He's not too bad. They, again, know they want him on that third line. So as good as this Colorado team is, it looks like they have a need for some second line wingers right now. We have a lot of third line scoring guys. Jonas Donskoy being another one. He's up to 27 years old. 86 on a defense. Again, a guy who's a decent, average stats, I should say. Not really decent. 85s across the board, it looks like here for Tyson Jost. It's just like here, just give him 85 everything. 85 on a hand-eye passing, offense, defense, and then 84s on this shot. So it's a solid player there. Again, third line guy, top six potential. And then Nieto's there on the third line, or on the fourth line, that's where he belongs. The defense awareness isn't terrible. It's not like he's on a liability down there with an 84, which is what we're looking for there down on our fourth line, of course, trying to build a more defensive AJ Greer, though. A little bit lower in the stats, not a lot on the table there for us. If there is a guy we move around, it is Greer. But I got to remember, if we're picking up second liners, that means our third liners go to the fourth line. So Greer obviously isn't as big of a, as somebody we should be as concerned about, even though he's a 75 overall, because he'll be obviously moved off of the team. Looking at the defense, this young defense, it'll be interesting to see how it grows. Eric Johnson and a bunch of young guys over here, how these guys continue to grow throughout the year. I mean, Makar already, you talk about a guy, top 4 defensive role, elite potential, 84, so he's going to grow great. I like Gerard. I think he'll grow as well, being 21, again, top 4 potential, not elite, but top 4. Ian Cole, he's not going anywhere, let's be fair here, top 4. Sorry, Ian Cole. I didn't mean that. And then Zadorov and Graves on the third line. We talk about Graves isn't even the guy they want on the roster. They want to scratch this guy, a depth defenseman. And then Zadorov's got some potential here. They're both 24, but Zadorov's got that top 4 defenseman potential. 83 on the defensive awareness, the stick checking, shot blocking. About an 87 each as well there, so not terrible. Graves, a little bit better on the awareness, a little bit lower on the shot blocking. As far as getting the breakout passes, Zadorov is definitely the better two-way defenseman here. He's a little bit higher on the puck control and on the passing. And hand-eye is a 74, though. That's just a defenseman thing now. So we could talk about maybe picking up a third-line D-man as well. That is an option here. And then we talk about goaltending. Gruby. We're happy with Gruby where he is right now. And then Francouz. I really don't know how to say his name. I just know he was taking starts from my starting goalie there for a little bit, and he was doing a really good job. And I was very scared that Gruby was going to lose his job to him for some reason. He was just killing it. He was just putting up numbers. I didn't see him actually play, but I was just assuming stats mean everything, right? And he was like, oh, he had like a 930 save percentage or something. Like, good for him. But it looks like Gruby's doing great back there. So let's talk about looking for a winger. Let's see if we can find a second line winger, maybe 2 second line wingers. See what we can't do here. First, let's take a look at before we try to draw up a trade. We're going to trade value we have to work with this Colorado Avalanche team. I'd like to think we have a lot of young, good players here. And Byram's one of them. They definitely don't want to walk Byram away, but we gonna do it in this game. We're winning the Stanley Cup this year. We're taking Byram, sending him on somewhere, pick up a forward. Maybe, see, the thing with Byram and the thing with this team is they have so much cap space. I feel like we have a lot of room here to improve. But a guy like Byram who can't play for us right now, maybe we get him for an NHL ready guy, a team looking for a stud defenseman to say the very least. I think he was a 4th overall pick in 2019. I was just thinking, how in the heck did they have such a stud in Byram? And I remember, thanks Ottawa, right? All right, so let's see if we can find us a winger or two. All right, you guys ready for this one? We're going to try to keep this somewhat realistic. Well, I don't know if you call it realistic, but somewhat. I guess you could call it somewhat realistic. You know, if the Islanders wanted the defenseman in Colorado wanted Byram or Barzal. But we're trying to pick up Mathew Barzal here. Now, the thing is, first line forward potential. I don't like that, but we're having a tough time here. We're either finding guys like him, and we have to work with the cap. I said our cap at like 7 million space, but I guess that was some sort of thing before the salaries of the coaches or whatever. Regardless, end of the day, it looks like we actually have like a whole... Oh, no, we have 7 million cap. I thought it didn't say we had 7 million. Okay, we have 7 million. We're perfect there. So we can look for somebody else down the road. But if Barzal can be that guy here on offense, one thing I've learned, and we've talked about in these previous episodes, is that it's easier to find forwards that are on cheap contracts because they progress a little bit quicker in this game, because, you know, usually the younger defensemen in EA, they don't really give them good overalls for a while. They got to kind of prove themselves for like 6 or 7 years, maybe 2 or 3. One of the other, big difference there, right? 6, 7, 2, 3. But guys like Barzal, on the other hand, jump up in that overall right away. And I think an 86 is a big addition to this offense. So we're going to throw in a... Oh, no! I thought they was going to decline that. So a second in Byram for Barzal. They love that trade. We believe this transaction will contribute to the success of the New York Islanders. Whoa, success. Jeez, you did not hear that. But, that's crazy. That is actually crazy that they took that right away. I am actually happy about it, but I'm surprised. Now, the question is, do we let Kadri play center or do we let Barzal play center? We are definitely going to take Greer out. He's the one that will be gone here. We'll talk center. We'll go Barzal. We'll put you there. I'll take a look at them stats. Barzal's got a 74 on the draws. Yes, he definitely belongs on the wing unless Yost can't take draws. Yost can't take draws, but I don't want to put Barzal in the third line. That seems like a terrible idea there. So we'll put Barzal up there. We'll put Colin Wilson. I think it's Colin Wilson. Is it Colin Wilson we want to drop? It can be Colin Wilson or Burakovsky. I guess we can see if Burakovsky does better up there or in the second. No, it doesn't. Okay, so +1s with Wilson, Barzal, and Kadri. I think Burakovsky is 83 defensive awareness. Not as much concern, I guess, they're here on this line, to be honest, at the end of the day. But Barzal, talking about a guy with no face-off ability, but he has got all the ability in the world to bring some pop to this second line. 92 passing, 92 puck control, 90 on the hand-eye. That offensive awareness at 91. That is going to make these top 2 lines filthy. And we just have to talk defense. We have to talk defense. We can pick up... I'm thinking if we can find maybe 1 defenseman for now. I think we have the cap space. Maybe not. We should probably just sim up some games and see how this team does right now before we pick one between Zadorov or Graves. We brought it up before. I think if I had to choose, I'd rather have Zadorov bringing his 2-way ability up there. But we could also go to Graves. Hey, they went drafted in the same year. Good for them. But we could also go down to Graves. Graves are out. Graves. We can almost speak today. The Graves are out today. Danny Graves, the ex-Red. That is not the same player, by the way. We have McKinnon, Rantanen, Landeskog, Kadri. You get out of here, Kadri. Look at this guy trying to squeak on the first line. That's McCarr's spot. Should be Gerard's spot. That helped my fantasy team out a little bit here. We have a little bit of bias. You notice just a smidge there. Where we just like everything to work out so our fantasy team would do better. Nothing wrong with that, though. So the center we're going to put there is Barzal. He's going to be on our second line. This just isn't fair. I mean, if you can stop Rantanen, McKinnon, and Landeskog, you got to stop Kadri, Barzal, and Burakovsky on the second line. Just have fun. Good luck. I love it, though. The power play is looking disgusting. The penalty kills Zadorov, Makar, Con for Kadri. Kadri's probably going to take the draws there if I had to guess. Kadri probably on the first line, Makar on the second. The thing is, they have Kadri there because they have him on the second line. They don't want him playing as much. But, yeah, we'll do it that way. Because of that, I don't want him playing as much because on the second line, don't want to wear him down as quickly. Comfort, let's see how you look on the face-offs there, buddy. 77, so that's not much better than Yost right there. Let's see if it does better on the defensive side of the puck, though. Defense, 84, 83, 84. And then Yost is 85, 85, 87, 73. So Yost is better even though he doesn't want to face off. So we'll leave it like that and go ahead here and start simming up the beginning of this season. Oh, yeah. Now, see, that's how you start preseason. 0-0-1. I like it. I feel better about it since we started 0-1. The Blackhawks also went out there and said, let's start all of our starting players in preseason like we did. Got assignments, something we're not worried about. Calgary, game 1. W, baby. W, game 2. That's my Colorado Avalanche right there. 3-1 against Boston. Carol, the Arizona Coyotes, they're going to win 4-5 before. That's our first loss of the season, but it's in overtime. Still, you have to pick up a regulation loss over here in Colorado, and we had to bring it up. But we won the back-to-back against Colorado or Tampa Bay. Of all teams to beat in a back-to-back, 2 straight back-to-back victories. That's different. You don't see it as much when you win the back-to-back or the back end of the back-to-back, but this team is 3-0 on the back end of back-to-backs. They do not take losing lightly, yet to lose 2 games in a row. And we brought it up again. So what happened? We lost 2 games in a row. We're just going to quit talking about things we haven't done yet. You know what we haven't done yet? Won a Stanley Cup. What'd you think about that one, EA? What'd you think about that for some reverse karma? Yet to win a Stanley Cup, probably not going to happen. What are your thoughts, EA? 17-5, 17-7. This Colorado team has been very solid. I would love to not central scout or check the central scouting assignment. This team is 18-8-2. We're going to go one more month. We're cruising. We're cruising. One more month. Let's see what we can go down here. 19-8-2, 28-2. This team is just rolling right now. Got to beat them Devils, I think. And they lost to them in overtime. We're going to quit talking about teams we got to beat. Clearly, we're 0-3. 0-3 on talking about losses right now. Speaking of 0-3, there's 2 losses in a row. We haven't lost 3 games in a row, though. So let's bring that up so we can do that real quick. Here we go. Bring us 3 in a row, EA. There's 1. Oh, we won it. All right. All right. The curse, it's over, I think. Maybe, probably not, but we'll find out. Here we are, 29-12 and 3. Really good start to this season for these Colorado Avalanche. McKinnon over a point per game. Nasty Nate up there doing nasty things. 61 points. That might be best in a league. 3.27 goals for per game. 2.80 goals against. Oddly enough, we're kind of in between there in those categories. It's not like blowing out. I guess the goals for is pretty dirty. But as I say, the goals against is a little bit high there. So there is room for improvement on that goals. Look at that power play. 20%. Told you that top 6, those 2 power plays is just disgusting. 84 in the penalty kill. You can't go wrong. Look at the Dallas Stars killing off 88%. Good for them. It's impressive. Entire league. Let's take a look here. We're second in the league. We're tied for first, actually. We're losing in the road category, though, because of those overtime. No, we should be beating these guys, right? We have 29 wins in it. Why are we... Okay, yeah, you got to fix your tiebreaker there. Why is our row lower than theirs? We have 29 wins. They have 28. I don't think EA knows how row works. Regulation, overtime, wins. We have 29. They have 28. They have overtime losses, 2 extra. Do they give them points for that extra overtime, or am I missing something here? 61 games, 61, 29, 20. See, their row is better than us. I had 28 wins as well. I'm missing something here. Regulation, overtime, wins. Oh, you know what it could be? I forgot. We could have shootout wins in there as well. I wasn't really thinking about that. Duh. It doesn't show us that. I knew there was something in there. All right, so let's talk about statistics here. Let's take a little peek here. 51 points out of McKinnon and Rantanen. 36 out of Landeskog. Holding that line down. That's not very Landy-like. I think he does better than that. Kadri is a -4. Why are you a -4, Kadri? What is going on there, buddy? Points look nice, though. 0 on the plus-minus for Makar. Barzal's a -3. Maybe that line just doesn't like playing offense. They just outscore everybody, apparently, it's looking like here. What is the diff, or what's the problem we got going on here? Giveaways, 20. Takeaways, 33. That looks like a solid number to me. Makar is 32 by 12. That's a defenseman. No. Kadri, 23 by 31. It looks great. Look at McKinnon, though. 63 takeaways on 20 giveaways. Just give the guy the Selkie. That is disgusting. 29 by 37. I don't know what we're doing here. Maybe it's just the defense they're playing with. Could be, hurting them a little bit there. We beat that defense up a little bit. Girard's a +4. Comfort's a +6. And Cole's a +5. Maybe it isn't the defense, though, as well. Let's take a look at the defense in general here. I think if we're going to improve something like we did bring up, it gets some experience back there on defense. I think the offense is more than proof that they are good enough where they are leading the division. We did not check if they led the league right now. But the defense really, I don't think it looks that bad. Makar can't go anywhere. I don't even care. He's an 85 now. He's doing great. Eric Johnson is going nowhere. Girard's still an 80. I don't like that. It could be better. Ian Cole's an 81. Graves being that 78. And then Zadorov, 2 goals, 7 assists, and 5 goals, 4 assists. So it looks like actually, even with those offensive statistics, Zadorov's not playing any better. He's taking more penalties. Shooting percentage a little bit lower. Taking about the same amount of shots there. And he's playing a little bit more, it looks like. Zadorov's got a little bit more ice time than Graves right now. A lot more ice time, about 120 minutes more, actually. Who are we kidding here? Hits 57 to 42, 49 to 43, 35 to 39, takeaways 8 to 15. So Graves is beating him on that TK by almost double on the margin there. So maybe Zadorov is the one we walk out the door here. He looks to be the lesser player. He's putting in more minutes, too. But he looks to be the lesser of the two. Let's see if we can find a defenseman. We have a lot of cap space. We got to pick up some experience here, I think. Help bolster this team going into the trade deadline. All right, so we're going to try to make a trade here for, I think, Vlasic. San Jose's willing to will and deal him. I think he's a great defenseman. He's a great defensive defenseman. He is a -16 on the year, which does concern me a bit. but I think that could be a part of who he's possibly playing. You look at the defensive stats, I want to give him a try. 90 on the awareness, 90 on the shot blocking, 92 defensive awareness. Let's take a look at them career stats. Maybe I'm missing something here. Maybe he's been turning the puck over like a machine lately, but a minus 16 seems overdone. 34 giveaways, 24 takeaways. About on cue there, so it's not terrible. 74 hits. He's hitting more this season. 59 block shots. A little bit lower than typical, but he's playing a little bit less than he usually does as well with 18 minutes a night. So we're going to try to give this a try here. And I don't think we need to. We're still going to have about $6 million cap space here, it looks like. So we don't even need to have them retain any salary. Straight up, this would seem you're going to consider a trade block paid off in spades. San Jose start a deal based on what you want from us. But the value of what you're asking on is too much. Wait, the value you're asking us to take on is too much. Is that what they said? I think that I should have completely read the rest of that. So we'll add, we'll retain 50 of that. What do you think about that? Trade rejected. We're just trying to change the salaries in this proposal, but San Jose is not willing to accept this deal. Okay, so that was not really helping me at all. Thanks, San Jose. So we'll throw on a third. I always forget you can click on this twice in a row. We'll throw on 2/3. Remember, we're taking on that salary for you, San Jose. That's a lot of money. You are a bit off in value with this proposal, and it doesn't meet our trade block needs particularly. Oh, it really does. We just sent you 3 things that you're asking for. So yeah, it kind of does meet your trade block needs there, San Jose. And for a team that is just looking for a reason to dump some salary here, I think we're doing pretty good. But we'll go to first, and of course you'll take that. We'll go to these roster moves here, because if we don't do that, then they're going to want to do that. So we'll edit these lines. And I'll be like, hey, let's switch your lines up. And I say, hey, no, let's not do that. I think our lines are looking great right now. So we'll go defense. We will talk about Vlasic going here. Remember, he is a minus 16 right now with 8 points in 45 games. We will see how that changes now that he is going to be playing with... Do we put him with Girard or do we put him with Ian Cole? Ian Cole looks... Wow, Girard's got no penalty minutes this year. Look at him. Good for Girard. Girard is 86, 80, 44, 85, 89. It looks like Ian Cole's a little bit better on the... Let's see what this does here. Yeah, that a +1 is there on the third line as well. So Graves, Girard on the third line. I hope that helps out Girard. The guy's a +4 right now, so hopefully it doesn't hurt him. We'll see how Vlasic does there as well. And that should be good right there. Make sure our power play is looking good here. Our penalty kill, I should say. Make sure, I guess we can have Vlasic play on the penalty kill. Probably be a good place for him. And he currently he's on the first line. All right, perfect. That's where we wanted to see him. We're good to go here. Let's go ahead and start up this, I don't know, just sending up to about the trade deadline or so. See how that kind of treats us here. Hopefully we didn't ruin it. I'm so afraid to make trades now with the good teams because I feel like they're in such a good place. And if we go out there and do something to mess them up, it concerns me. So I'm trying to be a little bit more aware of that when we're making trades, not to make too many trades where we move too many players around. And hopefully this is the correct answer here. And right now, again, 4-game win streak, 5-game point streak in general, though. Big off break there during the All-Star game. Another one over there against Philly. Another one against Buffalo. The boys are rolling. 4-2 against Ottawa. Columbus. That's all right. It's just Columbus. We're allowed to lose to them. Allowed to lose to my Blue Jackets. It's okay. 3-game losing streak finally ended there with a win against Washington. Loss against LA. Back and forth here. Back and forth. A 41-win team right now. I don't think we should be concerned. 41, 15, and 5. This looks like a team we should not mess with. It looks like a 50-win team waiting to happen. I think we're good here. I would like to see how Vlasic is playing, though. Just to see, make sure he's not hurting his team. And he shouldn't be. Judging by the way that he, the fact that this team just went on a big win streak and we're not struggling. Oh, yeah, he's up to a -3. Wow. He's a +15 since joining the Colorado Avalanche. I would say that was a good addition. I would say we did all right there. Welcome to the team, Vlasic. Happy to have you. Let's do this. This team's continuing. Pending we don't have any terrible goaltending situation here, which should not be a problem because, when postseason comes around, your goalie doesn't really play your backup anyway. But we'll take a peek here just to make sure we're not, 9-3. Perfect, 9-13. Gruby playing great, 9-18. Good for Grubauer. So we should be good here. We're going to continue this season. It's all in. I'm always so nervous when we pass the trade deadline because I know it's like you're done. There is officially nothing you can do to change this team besides a pregame pep talk. Maybe go in there and talk to the team before the game. Maybe a last-minute line change. But do you really want to change lines going into that last month? Well, look at these guys with the game every other day. That is crazy. I don't think I've ever seen a team with that going into the last month. They literally play a game every other day except for one. No 2-day break. They have a back-to-back there once. Good for them. Keep the wheels a-turning. But you definitely don't want to be the guy to go in there and make a line change. The last few weeks, they can't get that chemistry going. But this month right now, we talked about it. And here we are. This month has been strugglish. What did we pick up? 6 wins, 7 wins over there in a month of... Oh, that wasn't good. That was a rough month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We lost 9 out of 10. Those losing streaks, they happen. They do happen. We got to turn it around come playoffs. This is a Nashville team we should be able to beat. We are the home team, if I had to guess. We'll take a look here, though. Yes, sir. 107 points. Dominated the league, even with that losing streak. Teams go on losing streaks. It happens. Our goals against went up, though. That should not happen. 3.0 goals against average. We talked about those back-to-backs, though, or not back-to-backs, but every other day. Maybe we've seen our backup goalie play a little bit more. It's possible. Oh, look at the Devils. 110 points. So the Devils and the Avalanche leading the league right now. And both doing so in similar manners. It's scoring a lot of goals. Devils giving up a few less than the Avalanche are right now, but we was around 2.7, 2.8 until that, that nasty losing streak came. 97 McKinnon, 98 Rantanen, 70 there for Landeskog, Kadri 64. Would have liked to see Barzal do a little bit better. I know he's the second line, but I think he should have done better than. Makar ended up a -5. Yost ended up a -30. Are you kidding me? All right, so that line's got to change it. That's our third line. I'm sorry. I don't want to have to change it in playoffs. But that line went and dropped a literal -30 playing together. They do not deserve ice time. Can we scratch all 3 of them? They are definitely, they're going to the third line, and they're going to like it. I really have nothing else. I can't compare stats because we're in the wrong thing here. But you guys are all going right here. Nieto, Comfort, and Donskoy are going to get the upgrade. We'll just completely swap lines. That's a lot, though, to swap lines completely. How's Yost stats looking? 86 defensive awareness compared to... Comfort's 84. See, I do like having Yost over Comfort. Is that going to change things? Yes. Do we stick with that, though? It's the bottom 6. We're talking defensive team here at the bottom 6. We don't need these guys to score goals. We need them to play defense. And clearly that Yost line is struggling. You go out there and be a -30 on a 50-win team is pretty well unacceptable. So we'll do that. We'll do that and see how she goes. We'll play sim up a couple games here. Hopefully we don't have to change anything. There's a 3-1 victory. Finally a win. That's a huge breath of fresh air. It's just like that 6-2 loss. Let me guess. These guys are like a -10 now. So we're down 1-2 to Colorado going into game number 4 against those Avalanche. And it's going to be another loss. We're cursed. I'm officially going to say it. We're cursed. I can't tell you now how many times we've won in the playoffs with 49, 50 wins, led the division, and we're getting bounced in our first round. Like literally every time. Literally every single time. This is not the screen I'm looking for here. I'm too busy complaining about the team. Boys got to bounce back though. No, this is the screen I wanted. I thought I clicked on it to bring up playoff stats. It did not. Regular season. Can I look at playoff stats? Apparently not. Okay, sick. Well, thank you, EA. I appreciate that. That's the AHL. That's the NHL. We're really not allowed to check out playoff stats? Team stats, player stats. Will this bring me to playoff stats? Yeah, well, perfect. Kadri -2. Everybody's a -2. I don't like seeing that. Barzal's a -2. -7 out of Landeskog. So we're just getting dominated right now. I can't even blame anybody because Rantanen and Landeskog, they're -7, -6. That's the line that has to produce. And I hate to say it, but we went into the postseason on a cold streak. And that's got to have an impact on the way these guys are playing right now. Granted, we don't even have morale on. I'm going to be a believer. We're going back home, back to Colorado. It's a must-win game. We have to win 3 straight games. Game number 5. What is this? Game 5? Game 6. Yeah, we won 3 straight. So this is game 5. Colorado jumping out 1-0 early. There's Kadri. We talked about him. There we go. 3 goals. Colin Wilson, McKinnon. We just had the slow sim it. This team looks like they're destined for at least one more game in the postseason here. A 3-0 shutout going right now. Had to talk about that defense. Power play Colorado. Finally starting to show up. A big save there by Rene. On Matt Calvert and by Jonas Donskoy. Both guys getting some good shots on net there. That'll do it though. That's a shutout for Philly Gruby and a Gruby. Philly Grubes. I like Philly Grubes. Can we call them Philly Grubes? I like Philly Grubes. That's got a nice ring to it. We're going back to Nashville now. Another must-win situation here for Colorado. If they can come back from down 3-1 now, you talk about the momentum going into round number 2. Cole, Jan Krok with the goals. Jan Krok, I swear he scores a goal every single time I look at the Nashville Predators box score, hoping for a Ryan Johansson goal. I swear he always scores a goal, but he only has like 7 on his season, so that's clearly not true. Nonetheless, Colorado finds themselves down 2-4. 2-4 in the third. Craig Smith from the top of the point in the slottish area. Grubauer letting that one in, and this team is all of a sudden starting to look like it's a failure in the first round. Power play Nashville. I don't know what to say. Power play Colorado. I do know what to say. Go Colorado. This game is within one. Once again, Colorado has some life. Nathan McDaddy with the goal. 5 minutes left. Colorado ties it up with 5 minutes left. Colorado is coming back, and I have nothing else to say. That's Rantanen. That's McKinnon. The boys that carry this team through playoffs are starting to show up. We have 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left in the third. Colorado still has life. Not only do they have life, but they have absolutely silenced this crowd in Nashville. A minute left. There's a shot by Kadri. Nothing going there. Looks like this game could be going to overtime. It's playoffs, though. We're talking 5v5. We're talking continuous OT. And we're talking next goal wins. Who's it gonna be, though? Colorado, Nashville, nothing going on early here. Looking like a bunch of trap play. Nobody getting a shot on goal. A little scared there. There's finally a shot. Makar on Rene, top of the point, just to get one on net there. And there's the game. Nashville with the goal. First shot and a goal. Grubauer letting one in on Duchesne, and the curse continues. I have nothing else to say, but we're cursed. I don't even want to see the way the standings played out. There's got to be something we can do here. We have to, though, to check the awards, though. There's got to be something. I don't know. We're just not building playoff teams, I guess. We're building a bunch of Toronto Maple Leafs teams that are great in the regular season and can't get out of the first round. That is literally what we look like right now. It's just a team that can't get past the first round. Is it the depth? In previous episodes, we built teams with more depth than this. This time, we didn't go with the depth. We stayed with a little bit of a weaker third and fourth line, shall we say. The 79 overall, 80 overall range. Not powerful defensive, guys. Maybe we should have went there. Maybe we got complacent. But when you go into the trade deadline, what was we like, 42 and 15? How do you go into the trade deadline 42 and 15 and say, no, we're gonna trade away players and change up this team? Like, you just don't do that when your team's doing that well. So we was kind of forced there to do what we did, and then once the trade deadline happened, the wheels just fell off. The boys were like, "Oh, we're all safe. Let's get lazy." Art Ross going to Crosby, Memorial, Kuznetsov. Good for Kuznetsov. James Norris going to Shea Weber. Kuznetsov getting a Bing. Calder going to Kakko. Sagan getting a Smythe as Dallas won that Stanley Cup. Vezina going to Vasilevsky. We've seen Dallas in that disgusting penalty kill during the season. That's special teams. That'll win you championships. Special teams and defense. Jack Adams going to Stone. Kopitar getting a Selke. Lindsay going to Kuznetsov, and Maurice Richard going to Ovechkin. So we did not bring home any hardware, it appears. Otherwise, though, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, a big thumbs up, subscribe. I appreciate it, never required. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.